So being part of a question is important. So uniform speed means constant speed, and average speed is total distance traveled. That is, we can find this divided by total time taken. So like here your time was, you started, your time was 0, and here your time was 50 seconds. So you calculated the total distance traveled 1000 meters upon 50 seconds, right? So if we write it in mathematical terms, see right now they will help us in future, okay? If we are able to know how to express a physical quantity in a mathematical way, okay? So this is distance traveled upon time taken, okay? Now, so here I'm assuming that you are moving in one direction, one straight direction. Now, what is instantaneous speed? Instantaneous speed means at that instant. So I want average speed at a instant. This is the meaning of instantaneous speed. So what's instantaneous speed? Average speed at an instant. So average speed as an instant, sir. How shall we calculate it? See, very small distance is traveled in that instant. Very small distance, agreed, because I'm talking about a moment. So this very small distance is written by dx. So this is change in distance, means the distance traveled. But here the distance traveled is very, very small. Very, very small. So this dx is very, very, even if you can write one more time very, that will also be appropriate. So very, very, very small distance in very, very, very small time. So if you take here you have taken that much of distance and that much of distance and this much of time, but now here you are taking very, very small distance and very, very small time. Now you cannot calculate it very, very small time. So 0.001 second I am taking that much of small time, and distance will also be 0.00027 meters. So or time can be 0.000123 seconds. So sir, how shall I calculate it? So the point is that average speed you can calculate by in this way, but instantaneous speed you cannot calculate in this way. Is this clear? So for that, so sir, how to calculate the instantaneous speed? To calculate the instantaneous speed, you need this equation of x, means x, as you know that this x, we treat it, we are supposed to suppose it as a function which depends on time t, and it might depends like x square plus, oh sorry, it depends on t, so t square plus 2t plus 3, so something like that. So like here, so you have a, you will get this function like this. So x is expressed as function of t, because see, you can see that what is the position of the object when time is equal to 1 second. Okay, so let it be, let it make it somewhat simple. Xt is equal to, so tell me students, so time, position, At time 1 second, what was your position? Tell me. Put t is equal to 1 here. What's the position? 1 square plus 2 into 1. Yes? 3. So you were at, so if this is your, so you were at 3. When time is equals to 1 second, you were at 3 meter. Okay. Now when time is equals to 2 second, where were you? 8. Good. So 2 to the 4 plus 2 into 2. 2, 4 plus 2 is, see, this is 2 square plus 2 into 2. That's 8. Okay, now what is when time is 3?
15.
Okay. So t is equal to 9 plus 3 to the 6, that is 15 meters. So you are right. So you can see here that we are traveling. In the first second, we are traveling 3 meters. In the second, we have traveled 5 meters. In the next, we have traveled 7 meters. So unequal distances are traveled. So we also call this kind of speed as a variable speed, because our speed is varying with related to time. So that's the fourth type of speed, you can say variable speed. So especially when the speed is variable, you need to find the instantaneous speed, because speed is changing. So at a particular moment, what will be the speed? So now, how will you find the instantaneous speed? See, it is told to you by the speedometer. That's fine. So we have to write x as a function of t first, and then we can find the instantaneous speed, that is d by dt of, put the value of x here, so t square plus 2t. Now how to do this differentiation? See, we have a formula for this differentiation. Just look at it. We have a constant k and into t raised to the power n. So I am giving you a formula. So what is the differentiation of this? So k constant, write as it is, and then this t raised to power n, bring the n here and subtract it t minus 1. So I have given you a formula. Okay. So d by dt of, now distribute this like you, t square plus d by dt of 2t. Okay. Now tell me, students, put here how much is the value of k. K is 1. Okay. What is n here? See, put it over here, t square into 1 into d by dt, isn't it? So what do you get as answer? K as it is. Now this n, write n here, and t raised to the power n minus 1, 2 minus 1. So what do you get, students? That's 2t, right? So the differentiation is 2t. So that's plus. Now what is differentiation of 2t? d by dt of 2 into t. So that's equals to 2 will come in front, and this is dt by dt. So dt by dt is 1. Even if you use the above formula, 1 is the power here, so 1 will come in front. Okay, so multiplying it with 1, that's okay. Now reduce this power with 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0, and 10 raised plus 0 is 1, so that's 2. So you can have one more simple formula, that if you have, like, see, don't treat them as formulas put burden. So just use your logic and common sense, that is more important. But still, if you have like kt d by dt, so its value will be k only, and dt by dt will be equals to 1. So you can add on these three simple things to it. See, for right now you can write them and you will see that there is logic. So students, 2t, that's 2. Now sir, what is the advantage of this? This is the speed. See, this is speed function. You can find the speed at any point of t if you have the speed function. So from position function, if you differentiate position function, you get speed function. So we can write it like this also. So we get speed function when we differentiate position function. Okay, so see how easy it is for you now. You were able to tell the position at particular point of time. Now I can ask you to tell me the speed at that particular time. Now tell me the speed. When time was 1 second, what was your speed? Tell me students, what is your speed? Put t is equals to 1 here. So 2 into 1 plus 2. What do you get? 4. Now t is equals to 2 seconds. 6 meters per second. Very good. Now t is equals to 3 seconds. That is 8 meters per second. Okay. So that's your speed. Is this clear, students? Now, let us keep this example simple. Okay, let us keep it simple. We are moving, we are studying motion in a straight line, and there also can be two cases. Motion in a straight line can have two cases. So what are those two cases, students? So motion in a straight line, we call it one-dimensional motion also. Why one-dimensional? You are studying 3D geometry. So one dimension is when you have only one coordinate to tell the position of the object. That is one dimension. Now what is two-dimensional? When you need, yes, when you need
example,
two coordinates. Like when I move in a straight line, okay, so you have your y is always 0, your z is always 0. So if you write here location of this point, you will write here, suppose this is 0, x is 0 and this is 2, so you will write 2 0 0. So whether you write 0 0 or not, it doesn't matter. But when the object is over here, suppose this y is 1 and this x is also 1, so then you have to tell the location with the, because now it has started moving along the y-axis also, the particle. So that's two-dimensional motion. So two-dimensional motion is moving in a plane. So motion in a plane, that will study in chapter number 4. And then we have motion in a space, that is 3D. So you have one more axis also. So now here the z coordinate was 0, but now there will be z coordinates also, like it can be anything. So that's the meaning. So three-dimensional means space. When do we study this three-dimensional space? We study is in chemistry, means, or even in physics when we study random motion of gaseous molecules, right, moving in the space. So students, we are studying one dimension, means motion in a straight line, and here also there can be two cases. One is I am moving in one direction only. So here also there can be two cases. First one is I'm moving in one direction only. Second case, I'm moving in one direction and then by changing my direction. So I was moving in this direction also and I was moving in this direction also. So right now we are studying this case only. Moving in a straight line in one direction. In one direction. This is, I have two directions here. So it is motion in two directions. So here you can say only forward motion is there. Only forward. Here forward plus backward. So here two directions you have, forward and backward. But here the example that we are studying is only forward motion, one direction. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So I hope all kind of now in this case directly replace. Now we have another quantity, that is velocity. We have studied everything about the speed. What is velocity? Velocity is equals to displacement upon time taken. Whenever we have this kind of formula, so what kind of velocity is it? Is it uniform? Is it average, or is it instantaneous? Tell me, students. Whenever I write it like this, what speed will I say it is? This is always the formula for whenever you will be dividing like this. That formula is always for the average. Okay? Always for the? Yes. Whenever you have instantaneous, it will be in this form only. Any physical quantity, whether it is speed, velocity, acceleration, whatever it is. So simple division, average. This very small number upon very small number, this form we also call it derivative of x with respect to t. Okay, differentiation. So this form is always for instantaneous. Very small changes we are studying. And here, this is for average. Is this clear? So now when we are moving in one direction, forward direction, in that case, distance is equals to magnitude of displacement. So you can write that magnitude, put the two bars like modulus sign. So that's magnitude. So distance is equal to displacement. Write it down. What? Magnitude of displacement. So distance is equal to magnitude of displacement. So distance, and I'm talking about magnitude only because it's in one direction. So direction we already know. We are not worried about the direction because vectors have to write the vectors, we need to write their direction also. But as we are moving in one direction and that direction is positive, so all the numbers will be positive only. We are not concerned about direction when we are moving in one direction. Is this clear, students? When we are moving in two direction, then we need to write the directions along with vectors. So positive direction, I am taking this forward, backward I am taking this, or you can say right, moving towards right is positive and moving towards left is negative. So that's the, but right now I'm studying only this part. Okay, so in this part, so this average velocity, if I'm writing its magnitude, so magnitude of average velocity is equals to magnitude of displacement, that is equals to distance. So here when you are moving in a straight line, so then distance is equal to displacement, and that's your average speed. So speed and velocity, distance and displacement is the same thing when you are moving in one direction. And that is why your formula for the instantaneous speed is also the formula for the instantaneous velocity also. So formula for the instantaneous velocity will also be v is equals to dx by dt. So the formula will not change. Okay. Now very important thing, students, very important thing. See, sir, this is instantaneous velocity and this is velocity. So what are the symbols? See, average velocity symbol will be v and put a bar sign over there. That is average velocity, and that is equals to, write the same formula as we written for the average speed, because we are moving in forward direction only. So delta x by delta t. So that is the formula for average velocity. And there is no bar over here. So whenever there is, so instantaneous velocity, I can also say it only velocity. So when I say the word only velocity, it always means instantaneous velocity. When there is no bar over the velocity, then it means only this. So only if you say average or bar, then only it will be average velocity. Otherwise, if you say only velocity, like in the formula, sir, v square minus u square is equals to 2as. S is equals to ut plus half at square. V is equals to u plus at. So which velocity is there in this formula? So all these formulas, students, you tell me which velocity is there now. Tell me which velocity is there in these formulas.
Average velocity.
Can you see any bar at over v here? Can you see any bar over v here?
No, sir.
Then how can you say it is average? If it is average velocity, then I will always put a bar. And some of the time it happens that when you have constant speed, when you have uniform speed, then only your average velocity is equals to instantaneous velocity. When you have constant speed. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So it means constant speed means acceleration is 0. But here you can clearly see that there is acceleration. So when acceleration is 0, then you write it as average speed, instantaneous speed, that's the same thing. Initial speed, final speed, everything will be same when you have a
Zero acceleration.
yes, when your acceleration is 0, all three of them will be same. Average velocity, instantaneous velocity, initial velocity, final velocity, whatever you say it, they will all be same when acceleration is 0. So students, keep on noting down very, very important points I am discussing today. So all these, see, sir, why you are calling the instantaneous velocity? See, I am not calling the instantaneous velocity. You tell me whether they are instantaneous velocity or not. See, here you have started your motion. That's time t is equals to 0. And that is time t. Now here your velocity is u. Here your velocity is v. This can be 2 seconds also. And here your acceleration is, suppose, 3 meter per second square. Don't go into the formula, students. As I told you, these formulas, basically, as you will have more and more knowledge, you don't find these formulas to be, means difficult, or like, see here, what's the velocity at this point of time? See, time is equals to 0. Initial velocity was 0. So see, this is the instantaneous velocity because I am talking about this at a particular time. This is also instantaneous velocity because I am talking about particularly at a moment when time is 2 seconds. So you can see from here also that these are the velocities, initial and final. They are the instantaneous velocities. Now, what is the velocity at time t is equals to 1? Acceleration is 3 meter per second square. So what does this mean? 3 meter per second square. So this means 3 meter per second, change in velocity, 3 meter per second in 1 second. So in 1 second, your speed is changing, because acceleration is what? Acceleration is change in velocity upon time taken. That's your acceleration. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So here the acceleration is 3 meter per second. It means your velocity, how much your velocity is changing in 1 second tells the acceleration. If it is positive, it means the velocity is increasing. If it is negative, the velocity is decreasing. Now, so what will be your velocity time t is equals to? So add 0 to 3. So what do you get, students? 3 meter per second. Yes, when time t is equals to 1. Yes or no? What is the velocity when time t is equals to 1 second? In 1 second it is increasing at the rate of 3.
3 meter per second.
What is the velocity after 2 seconds?
6 meter per second.
Now what is the velocity after 3 seconds? Add 3 to it. So it's as simple as that. So see, all these velocities are instantaneous velocity. Now here if I ask you, see these formulas, just look at these formulas. All these formulas has U and A. All these three formulas have. There are 5 physical quantities: U, A, V, S and T. U and A will be there in all the 3 formulas, but out of VST we have 2 of them in one formula, because one formula has 4 variable. So 2 are fixed and 2 are left. So 2 of them will be used at a time in these 3 formulas, and you get the, so how many combinations can be there? So 2 at a time from the 3. So VS, ST and TV. Yes. So now here distance is not there in any of the formulas, so we will not be using these 2 formulas. So third formula. So V at time, so we can calculate them with this formula also. So U is 0, A is your 2 and that's T. So see, V is equals to 2T. This is the same as we have, remember we calculated the function. Yes, this 2t plus 2. See, from here also this is telling you the function. Don't put the value of t. Just simply write t. Put the value of u. So here you can see that this 2 was your u. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is simply telling you, now you have understood that these equations are nothing but this function if you don't put the value of t. Now like here we were putting the value of t is equals to 1, 2, 3. Similarly here also put t is equals to 1. What is the velocity? 2 meter per second. Put t is equals to 2. What is the velocity? 4 meter per second. Put v is equals to 3. T is equals to 3. So 2 into 3, that is 6 meter per second. So are you able to understand this thing and this thing is the same?
Yes, yes, sir.
So now you are able to understand that this is speed function when we don't write the value of t but simply put t. And the advantage of this function is that I can use it for any instantaneous velocity to find instantaneous velocity at any point of time. So we have formed these equations. So this thing and this thing, you have understood that this is also the instantaneous speed or instantaneous velocity by finding the derivative of this position, and here also this. Yes. So understand 2 assumptions, whatever we have discussed. If these assumptions are not there, then things will change. First assumption, particle at time t is equals to 0, particle was at 0. Second assumption, moving in one direction only. So distance is equals to displacement and speed is equals to magnitude of velocity. So I hope from this discussion, all the means uniform speed, average speed, instantaneous speed, all these three things are clear to you. Yes?
Yes. Yes. Clear.
Now comes the word uniform. So uniform speed, you say, that is, it means constant speed. Now comes the word uniform velocity. Uniform velocity means constant velocity. So we have no problem with these two. But when it comes uniform motion, sir, what shall I take now? What is uniform? What is constant here? What is constant? Is acceleration constant? Is velocity constant? Or is it speed constant? What is constant?
Sir, speed.
Yes, out of these three, which one is constant here, students? Yes, write your answers in the message box. What do you think is constant? Come on, I want to see your messages. Yes. So write your answers in the message box. Come on, all of you are supposed to write. Your answer can be right, can be wrong, but it is important to participate. Come on, don't be afraid.
Sir, what is the first thing? Motion.
Uniform motion, I'm talking about. So what is constant in uniform motion? Is it speed? Is it acceleration? It is velocity? What is it? See, there can be multiple correct answers. Okay. But please write your answers. That is important. See, it is important to write. That is the way to learn. Participation. Yes, come on. Uniform motion. Yes, come on. You can change your answers also. Suppose you have written some answer before, you have written some other answer. You can change your answer, students. You have a choice. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि लॉक हो गया है, अब आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते अपने आंसर को. You can change your answers also. So come on. Come on, students. Yes, come on. Everybody is supposed to write the answer. Everybody has to participate. That is the meaning of participation. Yes, answer can be right, can be wrong. It doesn't matter at all. And I told you that there can be multiple correct answers also. So it might be that your answers are correct, whatever you are writing. There can be two answers also. Okay. So now we have multiple choice questions where there are more than one answers are correct. Okay, come on. Come on. Many students are left who have not told the answer. Yes. See, only 50% of the still 50% of the students have given the answers. So please keep on telling me your answer, students. I want a connection with you people. Okay. So let us connect. So all of us will connect if we participate in this activity. What the uniform motion is. I am repeating my question. Uniform motion. In uniform motion, what physical quantity is constant? Is it speed? It is velocity? Is it acceleration? Or any two of them? So I want all of you to participate, because then I will have one more question. Miss. So let us first settle it out. That's very important thing. Uniform motion. Come on, come on. Good. That's good. I told you, you can change your answers also. इट डजेंट मैटर, सो द लेटेस्ट वन विल बी कंसिडर्ड. तो यही इस गेम का मजा है, आप साथ साथ सीख सकते हैं, आप साथ साथ आंसर दे सकते हैं. ओके चलो, कम ऑन. Lot of students are left. All are supposed to answer. And students, there is uniform motion and there is uniform acceleration. There are two things. So then uniform will be over. Okay. So uniform acceleration. So you will have these four words: uniform speed, uniform velocity, uniform motion, and uniform acceleration. So uniform acceleration also something is constant. So tell me what is constant here. So first of all, we are talking about uniform motion. Please don't write answers for the uniform acceleration right now. I will ask it separately. Right now I am asking about uniform motion, only uniform motion. Okay. Okay. There are certain students who have still not participated. Like Shikha, you haven't answered. And there are a lot of other girls also who have not answered. Mayank, you also haven't answered. Varsha, you also haven't answered. So what you people are waiting for? You simply have to see what's the problem. I'm calling your names. Like Vaibhav Nimble, you still also haven't answered. Sunny Paswan. See, beta, do you want me to call each and every name? Huh? Yes? Or are you people doing something else? Sneha, you also haven't answered. See, even I am calling your names. So, means खुद की इच्छा नहीं है, मतलब कि एक्टिव पार्ट में बेटा, कम ऑन बी एक्टिव, घर रहकर भी हम हिस्सा बन सकते हैं, है ना. चलिए, गुड. So that's my aim. I want everybody to participate. You know, that's the first step for learning. Okay, students. Now you can see that we have uniform motion and uniform acceleration. See, students, when you are talking in a motion in a straight line in one direction, everything same. So here, in the case that I'm discussing, the assumptions, two assumptions I have taken. This is I'm starting from rest. And initial velocity is also zero. I am considering, means it may be, it may not be, but yes, I am starting from origin. That's my first condition. And second condition is I am moving in one direction. So I told you that speed and velocities are same. So in this context, if you say constant speed, constant velocity, both the answers are correct. But if we study motion in a straight line and in forward and backward both direction, or if we study 2D motion, or if we study 3D motion, then what will be the answer? See, for one direction, both the answers are correct, because speed is equals to velocity, because distance is equal to displacement. But if you are talking about forward and backward both, for 2D also and for 3D also, so what will be the answer? So the answer will be constant velocity. So that will be your answer. So if the uniform motion, in this context, you have written constant speed, constant velocities, both the answers are correct. But when you will move to other situations, like you are moving forward and backward, you are moving in this, on a plane, means on the wall you are moving. Now you are moving on your pencil. Okay, you are moving on your pen only. So that's motion in, and move from head to tip. So move from head to tip of your pencil is moving in one direction. So, and now moving forward and backward, you are moving in two directions, backward and forward on your pencil. So moving on your pen is one dimensional motion, students. Always remember this. Okay, and when you are moving on the wall, that is two-dimensional motion. So moving on your pencil is one dimension, moving on the wall is two dimension. Okay, and moving in your room, anywhere, in the air, a bumblebee is flying in the air, a mosquito is, moving. So that is 3D motion. Okay, so now I hope it is clear. So mostly in physics we study 1D or 2D. Okay, so only in molecular motions when we have 3D also. So students, here the answer is constant velocity. Okay, now what is uniform acceleration? So here there is no problem, uniform means constant. So whenever the word motion comes, so understand that they are talking about a velocity. And students, let me tell you now, velocity is a vector quantity. So it has direction as well as magnitude. So it will only be constant when you are moving in one direction and with one magnitude. Means suppose you are moving along the x-axis in one direction, so keep on moving in one direction with the same magnitude 3 meter per second, then only it will be. So if you change either the direction or the magnitude, suppose you are moving in this direction with 3 meter per second, you have taken a U-turn from here, so then this motion is not uniform motion. This motion is not uniform motion. Magnitude is same, but direction is changed. Here your direction was this, and now you have taken a U-turn. Okay, so direction is changed. Now, if you are moving in the same direction, but you have changed your speed to 2 meter per second, still it is not uniform motion. So uniform motion can only be there when you have uniform velocity, and uniform velocity means your direction. If constant velocity, what is the meaning of constant velocity? Constant velocity means same direction and same magnitude. That is the meaning of constant velocity. So I hope students this discussion is clear. Now tomorrow we will discuss, we'll do some some numericals, and we'll discuss one more kind of velocity and speed is left, and that is relative velocity, relative speed. So we'll do it tomorrow. So today is so tomorrow I will have my class, like I have my class on Sunday. So Sunday, you know the timings of my class. What is my class timings on Sunday morning, students?
9 o'clock.
Sir, 9 o'clock.
Yes. So those who want to know more about it, see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. That separate classroom, all of you know it. Okay. Thank you so much, students. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.